Okay guys, let's talk about the show today. This flood at UCLA is just bonkers, the water main break. So it'd be nice to talk to somebody at UCLA about the flood.
Take Two is an interesting mix of a lot of different cool stuff.
A nearly century-old pipe caused traffic headaches and left the school's storied basketball court under 8 inches of water.
I think that we like to show the real LA. I think a lot of times in the media and unfortunately even on public radio, there's this image of what LA is.
We want to interest people in the stories that we're talking about.
Anybody who lives here knows that we're much bigger and broader and deeper than that, and I like to think that we really tap into that side of Los Angeles.
Today, as an example, I'm working on Governor Brown is in Mexico, so I tend to do a lot of segments that cover the Central America or different immigrant communities in Los Angeles.
Got here at 6. I'm working right now on this story of a woman in Mexico whose son was killed by Border Patrol. So trying to get a legal expert on it to see kind of what kind of a case she might have.
We're producing a really high quality radio show every day, but we're producing it with a Western sensibility rather than a sort of an East Coast one.
Got in at 6 o'clock, been up since 4:45, and right now I'm working on, I do a regular segment called App Chat, and I'm working on a piece on Kim Kardashian's free video game. Kim Kardashian has a huge app, and I'm covering it.
I prepare the script, kind of getting a sense of what's going on for the week and also for the day, and then just try and incorporate any sound that goes with it too.
Everyone thinks that Martinez is the sports guy, and that's true. There's no doubt about that. I also really enjoy sports. I just like different sports from most people. Huge fan of sumo wrestling, rugby, women's roller derby.
Our perspectives come from two different ways of growing up, two different trains of thought on everything from politics, from the way we see sports. It's a nice little Venn diagram where there's not a lot in the middle, but the stuff that's in the middle we get to share and hopefully share with our listeners. So we are an odd couple in that way, but an odd couple that really likes being odd together.
There's another studio that the news is coming out of, so I'm talking with them with this machine, and I can also talk with these guys and then with Megan upstairs.
Incredible deluge. 10 million gallons of water flood the UCLA campus. About 8 to 10 million gallons of water were lost before the line was eventually shut off more than 3 hours later.
Mark Gold is acting director of the UCLA Institute of Environment and Sustainability. Mark, thanks a lot. You were on campus when all this happened yesterday, and given what you know about LA's plumbing, how surprised were you that there was a 30-footer near your office?
It's funny how the shows, sometimes from the inside, they look a little bit chaotic, and we had a few moments of confusion and, you know, things that we had to change up, but I think it was a good show.
I mean, it's one of the most cohesive groups that I've ever worked with. We work together, we play together.
When this whole thing started, I remember Bill Davis, our president, said, you can't really judge a show until you give it at least 2 years. Well, now we're there. We're at 2 years. And I think the one thing you can judge is that this thing has legs. It has legs, we're running, we're sprinting, but we know exactly what we're doing and we know where we want to be. And now, you know, the rest of the track is just ours to kind of grab onto and win that race.